Blog Talk Radio, the world's largest online radio network.
WMCO welcomes you to the Miss Computer Lady Show. Computer tips, tricks, advice, and also interviews with independent recording artists, national figures, including those from the Toledo, Ohio area, and live remotes broadcasting worldwide. Be a sponsor of the show. Email to the best is here, the number one at gmail.com. Again, the best is here, the number one at gmail.com. Now your host for season 4, the one, the only, Miss Computer Lady. Imagine me in the afternoon, high noon, where I am. Good morning, good evening, and also good afternoon. You are tuned to WMCL, blogtalkradio.com. I am your host, Miss Computer Lady. Thank you very much for tuning in. I already got people coming for the show, and I'm about to tell you why in just a few. Guest 1048 in the chat room. Thank you for tuning in. And also, Oscar Talks in the chat room. Thank you very much for tuning in. Going to say it's going to be a very special show, and there is one thing I have to admit that I am excited about. I am excited because, well, this is the Miss Computer Lady Show, blogtalkradio.com, WMCL. Number 2, to all the families, WDKKradio.com, TryItOutRadio.com, JPB TV Network, and all the others. Thank you for tuning in. Also, can't forget my fellow BTR family. In addition to that, the reason why I am excited, because this is one of the featured Yes! I'm a little excited, can't you tell? Quite a stretch for the Miss Computer Lady Show, but very honored and very, ecstatic, elated, however you want to call it, as I bring to you Greek with jazz and classical fusions. My special guest, and for the first time coming, Miss Natalia Pardalis, and I pray I pronounced it correctly, but wanted to let you know this is just a little bit about her and why I am excited that she is here. Let me start off by saying fresh, expressive, and unexpected. Natalia's mother once taught her no musical mistake is a mistake, but rather a journey to create beautiful music. The singer, songwriter, pianist, and musical educator has emerged from the cocoon of the classical world to reach diverse audiences with her unique story and sound. Taking inspiration from such distinctive artists as Dean Martin, Ella Fitzgerald, Judy Garland, Nina Simone, and a touch of Mozart, Natalia blends her most powerful influences to create a new fusion of sound and soul. She delivers a bold take on the familiar side of classical, jazz, the standards, and Greek folk music. Her debut album, Life, released to iTunes in December of 2011, is full of soul-tinged songs that are set to resonate with all who hear them. Produced by Juno Award-winning engineer Rob Shawcross, the album contains a variety of sounds, instruments, and guest vocals. Anchored together by her incredible voice, which is true, and impressive piano skills, Natalia takes the listeners on a personal exploration of her life throughout the past 10 years. Having graduated from several musical training programs, performance and education already, Natalia is concurrently, working on both a Bachelor of Performing Arts through Capilano University and a teacher's ARCT diploma from the Royal Conservatory of Music. Let's keep our fingers crossed and wish her the best. Natalia's past performance experiences include Trinity Western University's gigs with Vancouver Chamber Choir and Vancouver Symphony Orchestra, which she lends experience and knowledge to aspiring artists. Having studied with the best of the best, Natalia's teachers include Ron Moyer, A-Line Wong, Chad Bowers, Ingrid Soderman, jazz sensation Dee Daniels, and international opera singer Joseph Stohr. She has a plethora of accomplishments. I cannot name them all, but I can say one of them, as I mentioned before, was the Vancouver Symphony Orchestra, co-conducting the after-school choir at Quantland Secondary in Surrey. Hope I pronounced that too. And also part of Judge Greek Day Idol 2012. I got to find out when this is. So we are going to have ourselves a wonderful time. Y'all know how I do. But for those of you, and from what I understand, many of you, this is the first time for you coming to the Miss Computer Lady Show. I am excited, and I thank you, and make sure this is not your last time. May I present to some and introduce to others indie recording artist, Miss Natalia Pardalis. Hello there, lady. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. And I don't know if anybody else knows, but I wanted to make sure that she was the first to know. As I said before, this is one of the featured shows for today, so I am truly excited.
Nice. Thank you.
Oh, you are very welcome. Let's go ahead and get this going. Did I pronounce your name right, first of all?
Pretty close. It's Natalia Pardalis.
Now, how's it pronounced again?
Natalia.
Oh, Natalia.
Natalia.
Okay, Natalia.
Yeah, close enough. Pardalis.
Okay.
Yeah.
If I mispronounce, my apologies.
That's okay. Everybody mispronounced my name, so don't worry about it.
Okay. Let's see. Have our guest coming in? Let's see. Guest 1170. Guest 1178. Thank you very much for tuning in. Well, lady, let me go ahead and ask you this.
Mm-hmm.
Your background, very vast. Greek folk music, of course, and jazz, and also classical. Why those three blends?
Well, my background's Greek. My father's Greek. So I always grew up listening around the house to Greek folk music. It was just something that was played. And my mom was a classical pianist. So I think I was about 3 years old when she started teaching me piano. So she really immersed me in the classical musical world and training me to play classical music. And then they both like jazz. So we also had a large collection of jazz standards around the house. So I just was submerged with those three sounds in my childhood. And we weren't allowed to listen to, like, rock music or hip-hop because they felt that they wanted us to sort of be more, I guess, educated in our music taste. So those three sounds really really helped me develop as an artist. And so when I started writing my own music or started arranging my own music, those sounds were infused into my sound.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Wow. Starting to get guests in. Let me mention them again. Guest 1048, guest 1178, and 1184. Thank you very much for tuning in. The jazz, there are different styles of jazz these days, but I take it it's more of, from the beginning jazz, that old standard jazz.
Yeah, we listened to, a lot of, Ella Fitzgerald and Louis Armstrong. We had, a lot of, actually, old records. My mom liked to collect them, so we had a lot of those. We also, my dad liked the Rat Pack, so we used to listen to a lot of Frank Sinatra and Dean Martin. And I love Judy Garland. So, yeah, so those are the sort of, the old school ones.
Oh, nothing wrong with that because they're still being played to this day. They're standards, they're classical, and long-lasting, which I'm sure you are pursuing right now with your music to have that same following, making sure that it's long-lasting, it's classical, and that it transcends to generations?
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
All right, good. Now, your upbringing as far as jazz blends in the house and also upbringing of Greek music, which is one of the many worldwide music genres and one of the forms that I love as well. Who inspired you to become a recording artist?
I think it was just listening to, like, all those great artists and saying, I want to do that. I want to go in the studio and make my own, like, I can't make a record. I want to make a CD. And, like, I don't know, that's just something that I've always wanted to do. I don't think there was one person in particular that inspired me. My parents were always like, you have to make sure that you can survive doing this. So they were always like, maybe become a music teacher, I think it was just like all those inspirations put together that inspired me to want to become a recording artist.
Oh, okay. Some of the female artists that you love, I know you remember mentioning Ella Fitzgerald, who was a great jazz artist and also one of the best scatters around at the time, and even as she got older, she could still outscat some of the parts.
I think she got better as she got older.
Which is a good thing, which is a great thing.
Yeah.
Who were, and also Julie Garland, because a lot of people might not think so. To me, she had very diverse sound.
Yeah.
And I feel she was ahead of her time back then because she had such a vocal range.
She had a huge range. She also had I remember seeing a video of her doing Over the Rainbow at Carnegie Hall, and I don't even think she had a mic and everybody could hear her. Like, she had such huge power to her voice. And she treated the stage much more like modern artists do than they did back then. Yeah, she was one great lady.
Yes, she was. Who were some of the other female singers that you admired?
From that era, I would have to say Doris Day, Peggy Lee. Those were sort of two big ones. The two big ones. Later on, I really liked Liza Minnelli. And from jazz singers, I really like Dee Daniels. I think she's probably my favorite sort of modern female jazz singer.
Right, she was. And I have to admit, those names I haven't heard in a long time. Doris Day, Peggy Lee. These were also ladies, for those of you who are listening for the first time. Doris Day and Peggy Lee, these ladies also transcended and brought a lot, not only to television, but also to the recording industry as well. So a little history for those of us who need to have that historical reminder. You need to have reminders of that sometimes. Guest 1243 and guest 1248, thank you for tuning in. You mentioned Dean Martin with his smooth crooning sound. Got a lot of babies. Yeah, a lot of babies going. Let's see, part of the Rat Pack of Frank Sinatra. He had actually, with him, it was a musical range. He did a lot of jazz. A lot of people can't remember that, but he has done a lot of jazz, along with Sammy Davis Jr.
Yeah.
Right time. The other male singers that you admire, who are they?
There's Greek singers that I really like. I really like, when I was little, my dad always had these old mixtapes of Anna Visi, who she still sings today. I think she's trying to become more mainstream now, and I don't like a lot of her stuff that she does now, but I really love her old stuff. And there's other Greek singers like Despina Vandi. There's a lot of Greek singers that I really, really like, yeah.
Mm-hmm. A lot of, let's see, well, the other question I'll get to later, but let's touch on some Greek music. A lot of the instrumentation, I remember going to different festivals. I know I would say the guitar, and there's some other instruments similar to the guitar, and I'm not familiar with those names, but I know a lot of string instruments are using Greek music. Am I right or not?
Yeah, the main instrument in sort of the Greek sort of sound is the bouzoukia, which it's similar to like kind of a lyra instrument, but it's the same tuning as a guitar. And it's actually, its roots is not a Greek instrument, it's actually a Turkish instrument. So it really connects the whole sort of Mediterranean together, in the sense that it has like a really, really, it's a really interesting sound. I don't think there's really any other instrument that has a similar sound to the bouzoukia per se. And it really just gives it a really Middle Eastern feel to the music because it is a Middle Eastern instrument. And I love that sound. To me, it reminds me of good times and, you know, family getting together. Yeah, so I really like the sound of the bouzoukia.
That's wonderful. Another thing about Greek music, as far as, I'm going to say, like, atmospheric airiness, is like, to me, it's kind of like bringing the outside in and celebrating. I don't know if I'm on the right track.
No,
or
you're
not.
totally on the right track, yes.
Oh, okay, wonderful.
Yeah.
Because that has been, you know, my interpretation of Greek music as far as that is concerned. The liveliness, a lot of dancing, I would say.
Yes.
And for a lot of countries, including Greece, a lot of the carrying on of the traditions of a lot of the dances.
Yeah, it's really about the tradition, about the family getting together and just celebrating. Yes, yeah.
And it doesn't matter what the occasion, whatever. If it's a celebration,
exactly. Yes.
Yeah, let's celebrate.
Yes.
And nothing wrong with that. We're going to get to a little celebrating ourselves in just a few. The male singers, were there any other male singers you admire besides Dean Martin and Frank Sinatra?
I really like Pavarotti, really old opera singer, yeah. And I really like the fact that he could sing with anybody. You know, if you liked a singer, he sang with them. So he even though he was classical, he could sing rock, he could sing, you know, pop, he could sing, I think he even sang with some hip-hop guys, if I remember correctly. But, like, he could sing with anybody, and he could sing any style, and most people couldn't keep up with him. So I really like him, yeah.
Well, I think, to me, one of the reasons why it was hard to keep up with him, he was such a vast and varied artist.
Yeah, he was an amazing artist, yeah.
Yeah, he was, and he was also, to me, one of those singers that, although he used the microphone, the way his vocals carried, he really didn't need the microphone.
No, he didn't really need it, yeah. Yeah. Let's
see, you mentioned Pavarotti. Any other classical artists you admire?
On the piano, I really like Horowitz and Willem Kempf. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. And then Lang Lang, of course. And on the cello, I love Yo-Yo Ma. He's probably one of my favorite ones. And then one that's jazz and classical is Wilton Marsalis. I really like him. Yeah.
When you mentioned Young, that brought back a memory because I was like, oh, man. Because his sound, to me, is relaxing. And lively at the same time. I'm like, wow.
Yeah. Yeah. He's really good, too, because he, you know, and like, if anything, I mean, he's playing Beethoven, he's playing Mozart. So he's covering artists, as we say today, but he puts his own spin on it, and he makes it original. So you know, like, the minute I remember my student and I were listening to some piano music, and we're like, bet that's Lang Lang. And then 5 minutes later, it's like, yeah, that is Lang Lang. You just know he has his own stamp on his music. Yeah.
Right. So as soon as the first note off of the CD or the record, whatever is played, it's like, oh, yeah, that's him.
Yeah. Yeah, he has a really identifiable sound. Yeah.
Right. When it comes to listening of different musics, too, what you were mentioning earlier, when the first full sound off of a Greek CD, yeah, that's Greek.
Yeah, again, it's very identifiable sound, yeah.
Very much so. We're going to go into one of the songs. Now, is this from your current CD, Life?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. A very wonderful jazz classical, late great Louis Armstrong. What a wonderful world. What was the reason why you picked this particular song?
Well, my CD is called Life, and so it's really all the songs that I picked to cover on it and the songs that I wrote that were original was really about my life for the past 10 years. All my experiences put down in writing and musically. So, the world is beautiful, and sometimes, it can suck. Sometimes life can be really hard, but it's beautiful. And that song really always says that. It's a wonderful world. And, yeah, it's just something special about it. And I, of course, grew up hearing Louis Armstrong singing it, too, so I just knew it had to be on my CD.
Very pretty rendition, indeed. Quote from Marilyn Monroe, everyone's a star and deserves the right to twinkle. And let me tell you something, back in the day, Louis Armstrong did a lot of twinkling. In the chat room, guest 1048 hanging in there, thank you. Guest 1356 and Miss Pretty in the chat room, been quite a bit, thank you for tuning in. Let's get back to our guest, Natalia. And I think I came close in correct pronunciation. I'm trying it. It's going to take a little practice for me because anybody who is not speaking in native tongue from a different country, it's going to be a little challenging.
It's a little tricky.
You're right. But once you continue practice, you're going to get it. I'm going to be practicing. I'm going to download this show myself so I can be practicing all of this. Let's see, which direction do I want to go? Because I'm still airing from the song because I remember that classic, What a Wonderful World, wonderful jazz rendition of that. I know he played the trumpet a lot, and I know you played piano. Any other instruments you admire?
I really like the trumpet. It's a beautiful instrument. And one day I hope to have trumpet added to my little band that I have a trio right now, and I really hope to make it bigger and add a trumpet to it. But I really like the guitar. I wish I could play the guitar. I could play one song, but that's it.
Hey, that's good.
And I really like the stand-up bass. And I think it's a really beautiful instrument, yeah.
Oh, the bass is beautiful. The bass is wonderful. Guest 1373 in the chat room. Thanks for tuning in. A lot of guests coming in. Thank you all. Don't make this your last time. Coming to the Miss Computer Lady Show. Have there been any artists you have written for?
I've collaborated with artists. I haven't written per se for them. I worked with a hip-hop group called The Random Humans, and I did some vocal work for them on one of their tracks called It's Only a Nightmare, which was a lot of fun. And then I actually did some work with a metal band called West of Hell, the song called To War, which was really different. And they really wanted me to sing in my whistle range, and which was crazy because I haven't really explored that part of my voice. So it was definitely not my style per se, but it was a really good experience just learning how to work with my voice that way.
Right, and it was a stretch for you too.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was kind of interesting because their metal music is so different than my style, and they're like, we really like your style and we really want it in our album. I'm like, okay. And they're like, yeah, just sing in your top range and your whistle range and just really, full voice, and I'm like, okay. So yeah, it was fun.
Oh, okay. Now, this is the first time I've heard this before, but I think you pretty much said what it meant. Let's see, a whistle range. I haven't heard of whistle range before.
It's the very, very top of a soprano range. So normally a soprano will stop singing about a high C, but there are notes after that that a soprano can sing with training, and it's just really, really shrill. And I try not to sing up there. So generally, I think I can go up to like a high F sharp above high C. And so, yeah, it's commonly known as like whistle range. Mariah Carey sometimes will use it too.
Right, and you know what? That's what I was thinking. I said, oh, so we're talking Mariah Carey, huh?
Yeah.
Would she happen to be one of your favorite singers?
I like, especially her Christmas stuff. I really like her Christmas stuff. Yeah. Yeah. I think she's a lot better singer than she gives herself credit, and I wish she would give herself more meaty stuff to sing. Yeah.
All right. Anybody in the Mariah camp, you heard that? Let me go into saying congratulations, because a lot of your accomplishments, and I know you're going for more, I was like, I'm not going to have time to read all this. But, again, congratulations on them.
Thank you.
The one, I could go to later, but I think I'll touch on it now. I know a lot of people who are tuned into this broadcast at this time are wondering about your connection with the Vancouver Symphony Orchestra.
That was through university. I went to Trinity Western University to study music, and they had our conductor there, Wes Jansen, was absolutely amazing. He was really good friends with the Vancouver Symphony. So literally all our concerts were with the Vancouver Symphony. We never did a concert without. And it was such a blessing and an honor to be part of that, because you're a first-year student and you're working with professionals, and that opportunity has stayed with me. It will always stay with me, because that's how you learn, is from the best. And yeah, it was amazing. Yeah.
Yeah. I would say, not that Vancouver Symphony Orchestra doesn't have a worldwide reputation, because it does, but I would have to say one of the top things as far as being in an orchestra is discipline. Am I correct or not?
Oh yes, discipline. Well, and anytime if you want to study classical music, it's all about discipline. Yeah, if you don't have a discipline, you can't really play classical music very well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
all right.
It's really hard to keep steady and play really well. Yeah.
Okay. You mentioned here, well, actually, it mentioned as part of your soon-to-be accomplishments, working on your teachers, ARCT, RCM. What?
It's the Royal Conservatory of Music is an interesting conservatory up in Canada. It's probably, I think, the oldest conservatory in Canada, and they're based out of Toronto. But what's really interesting is they send examiners all over Canada, actually into the States now as well, and into Asia, I believe. And you can write different types of exams as well as practical exams. And then if you finish your ARCT, which is the last one, then you get a diploma. Yeah.
All right. Wishing you success on accomplishing it.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. You're very welcome. You judging during Greek Day Idol 2012. I take it that was earlier this year?
Yeah, that was the last Sunday of June, yes. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is that similar to American Idol?
It's well, on a much smaller scale, but yeah, it's sort of similar setup, yeah. Yeah.
All right. Now, anybody who's an American Idol fan are probably thinking, okay, which judge was she more like? Let's see, was she more like Randy? Was she more like Simon? Was she more like any of the others? So
I would have to say, well, I really respect Simon. Actually, I was just watching X Factor with one of my students last night, And I have to really say he knows his stuff. He sometimes can be like a little blunt, but I think it's just being in the industry for so long. But I really, he's always right. He really knows his stuff. Yeah.
That I will agree with you on, because with him being in the industry as long as he has, as mean as he can be, he does give excellent advice. Especially if you want to survive in the music industry. Because he bluntly, what did you want?
Exactly. Yeah. Other people will find a nice way of doing it, and I think he's gotten to the point where he's like, you know what, I'm tired. I'm just going to tell you straight. I think that's the way he approaches it. Yeah.
Because if you want to make it, this is what you got to do.
This is what you have to do.
This is what you have to do. Because what you're doing right now, not going to work.
No. Yeah.
Who would you like to collaborate with in the future, and why?
I would love to work with Matt Dusk. He's a jazz singer up in Canada. I would love to work with David Foster. I think he'd be a really amazing producer to work with. As for other vocalists, I'm not sure. I'd love to work with Wilton Marsalis, and I'd love to work with the guitarist Pavlo. I would love to work with him.
Let's see. The last person. Where is he from?
Pavlo. He's a Canadian guitarist. He's really amazing. He's actually, his background's Greek as well, but he kind of fuses sort of a Spanish, Greek, and classical sound together. And he's now moved to the States. Actually, I think he has a show this weekend in Los Angeles. I think he has a show there this weekend. He's been really amazing, and I've had the honor of seeing him perform twice. You're just like, when he plays, you're just like, oh, you're like in awe. So, yeah, it'd be an honor to work with him.
Okay, excellent. You also mentioned a great jazz trumpetist again, Wynton Marsalis.
Yeah, he's cool.
Yes, he is. Can you imagine yourself being on stage with him right now? What song do you think you two will collaborate on?
It would be a jazz standard, or maybe we might write our own. I don't know. If we did do a cover, it'd have to be a really upbeat one with lots of driving rhythms. I don't know. Nothing's coming to mind right now.
Let's see. Let's get into another of your songs, another old standard jazz classical with a lot of, with original recording, a lot of horn instrumentation. Let's see. I wonder when a lot of people remember the last time hearing Big Spender. Your reason for doing Big Spender?
Well, I like the Peggy Lee version, and with my producer and when we were trying to put songs together, we were like, we need a fun song, and I don't know, Big Spender is sort of like the song that, it's kind of like me and my girlfriend if we go out, kind of like, we're joking around, and so I was like, oh, that would be a fun song to do, Big Spender. Yeah. So, yeah, we did it. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, why don't we get to your rendition of it? I love it. I was like, I can do a little belly dance for the song. Yeah. Oh, listen to her get sassy now. Go ahead. All right, Miss Sassy. That's why I probably need to call you. I like that, though.
Thank you. Yeah, that was fun recording that one.
Right. And this is unusual, Miss Computer Lady. I'm going to have to get creative with the questions. I'm like, okay, I'm starting to run out of questions. Now, look. Let's see. Let me see what I can come up with. Have you toured yet?
No, I haven't. And that's something that I'm working with my managers right now is working on a tour. So probably I will be touring Canada within the year. And then after that, I'm hoping to tour U.S. and hopefully Europe after that. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What are some of the U.S. cities you would like to tour in?
I'd really like to. Well, I love Florida, so I really want to go to. I have good family friends down there, so I want to go to Miami. I really want to go to New York. I haven't been to New York yet, and I really want to go to New York. LA would be really cool as well. And Chicago would be really, really cool to go to. So more like the big cities, I guess. Oh, and New Orleans, of course. Yeah, how could I have missed New Orleans? Yeah.
Oh yeah, yes, you do have to stop by New Orleans.
Yes.
Yes, you do have to stop by New Orleans. Oh, definitely. No, you can't do that.
No.
And I'm sure there's also, you had mentioned the big cities. Yes, Miami is one of the big cities, a very beautiful city at that. New Orleans, very much a wonderful city. And what they call, it's still called to this day, Hotlanta. I know you got to stop there.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. Now, see, on the Miss Computer Radio Show, we're getting her tour together. She hasn't gone yet. Let's see. Got New York. Oh, definitely New York. Let's see. Los Angeles. Definitely Los Angeles. Let's see. Chicago. Definitely Chicago. And I still need to get this. And this is something I'm talking about food right now. I don't know if up in Vancouver y'all heard of Garrett's Popcorn or not.
No.
Oh, my. Make sure you get some Garrett's Popcorn before you leave Chicago.
Oh, okay. Garrett's Popcorn.
Right. And Garrett's Popcorn, if y'all listening, I want an interview. I'm going to put it out. I'm going to put it out there right now. I want an interview. And trying to track somebody down is going to be more than a notion, but I'm going to see what I can do. I want some popcorn, too. Nothing like Garrett's Popcorn. Make sure you get it.
I will try it.
All right. Let's see some other big cities. I know Detroit. Let's see, Detroit, and not far from Detroit, because, Miss Computer, they about to go there and promote her city, too. An hour from Detroit is Toledo, Ohio. So, lady, you are more than welcome to come here.
Thank you. I would love to come.
Oh, thank you very much. Known as the glass capital of the world, hint, hint. Not Toledo, Ohio for nothing. Oh, let's see. You got, let's see, some more big cities. You got Indianapolis, Indiana. I know some friends down there. You got, let's see, Las Vegas.
Oh, yeah, Las Vegas.
You definitely need to hit Las Vegas.
Yeah.
You can't leave the U.S. without going to Las Vegas now.
Yeah.
That is one you definitely have to go to. You mentioned Europe. Well, what are some of the stops in Europe you would like to tour when that time comes?
I really want to tour Greece. It would be really, really, just because it's my father's homeland, and I would love to go and really see all the sites as well as touring. I'd love to tour Italy. I'd love to tour Poland. I have some really good Polish friends, and they always say that Greek music is really popular in Poland. So I think, and I know jazz is as well. So I would love to tour Poland as well. And Germany would be really cool to tour as well, and probably the British Isles as well would be really cool.
Okay, great. Is London part of the tour too?
Yeah, for sure, yeah.
I know it because I do have some London listeners. They're like, hey, what about us? Wait a minute. Let's see. Any touring besides Europe? Because I know you're going to have to, give yourself a break. Because after Canada, and then the U.S. Well, probably Canada, then a break, and then the U.S. and a break. Europe, definitely a break. After Europe, any of the Asian or African countries?
It's funny actually. I get emails from Uganda quite often asking me if I'm gonna tour there. I don't know, maybe.
Wow.
We'll see. Yeah, it's kind of weird. Like it's cool. Somehow people down there have gotten a hold of my CD, and yeah, I remember one guy emailed me and said that he was in a club and he heard my track "Feeling Good," and yeah, so I have. It seems I have a following there. So yeah, I'm interested to see what I could do. Yeah, there.
Okay, wow, Uganda. Oh,
yeah, I
man.
know. Of all places in the world, I know it was a surprise to me too. Yeah.
Right. That's beautiful though. Let's see. Guess 1482 and guess 1540 and all the others I didn't see until quite later. Thank you very much for tuning in. I know some of you who are fans of her are probably waiting like, when's she going to play that song? When's she going to play that song? Hold on, y'all. Hold on. I will get to the song. Let me get to his questions. And also, she's got a favorite voice just a little bit. That's why I'm making sure she's getting breaks because for those who are regulars of the Miss Computer Lady Show, which I thank you for, and for those of you who are listening for the first time, I thank you for this as well. Usually, any indie artists I have come through, they do sing live. For those who listen to the Miss Computer Lady Show a lot, you guys, that's right. Yes, they do. And the new listeners like, oh, that's how it's done, BTS style. Let me continue on. You mentioned Uganda, I should say, which brings me quite amazingly to this next question. Do you feel your music is received more abroad than in your hometown, or is it pretty much the same?
That's actually it's kind of a hard question to answer. Yeah, I mean it's interesting. I know I have a following like places all over the world, like in Italy and in France and in Greece. I know. And in my hometown, I do have a really strong following. I'm so blessed that people like my music. But in Vancouver, it's sort of an odd sort of situation because it's more of a rock city. So, someone who's more of a jazz sort of thing, there's not as many places that you can perform at. So there are some, and I play there regularly. But, yeah, it's a smaller scene, I guess you could say. But I have like a strong following, but then at the same time I feel that in a lot of ways my music is more followed internationally. Yeah.
Okay. Have you had it where any of your songs played on the regular radio stations where you live yet?
I've had it played on the college radios stations, but that's it. Yeah, no. The radio stations here are more mainstream, so they're playing, Beyonce and singers like that. They're not. They play Michael Bublé, which is awesome, but it took him many years to even get to play on our radio stations here. Yeah, because like I said, they're more interested in more mainstream music. Yeah.
Mhm. Right. The chance for, and actually it's quite big for a lot of college radio stations. What was it like the first time you heard your song on the college radio station?
It was kind of like it felt like an accomplishment because I really want to be played on radio. But it was also, it kind of gave me shivers. I was like, oh, that's me on the radio. That's weird. Yeah.
Well, not that college stations aren't worldwide, but let me get your take because here on blogtalkradio.com, this is quite worldwide in the fact that not only do I have audience in the United States. I have some in the Caribbean,
Oh, cool.
right? Some in London, a few African regions. Let's see, New Zealand, Australia. If I miss anybody, I apologize. Because I don't want to leave you out. I want to make sure. I don't know if I reached South America yet. I'm still trying to reach there.
Mm.
I might be. I don't know. Who knows? As if it was this, you never know. So, you, lady, are right now having new listeners.
Mhm. Thank you.
Which is, hey, it's a wonderful thing. And the one thing that we believe in supporting here, as far as blogtalkradio.com is concerned, is independent recording artists to make sure you all have not only a voice but a chance for your music to be heard worldwide.
Thank you.
So
Yeah.
you are so welcome. Let me ask you before we finish this first hour and get to the second hour. You were saying earlier about how your vocal range, I should say, got stretched.
Mhm.
I don't know if you have any songs that are like that style, but on future CDs, do you think you would use your whistle range, or are you trying to keep that on, like, only if I have to? I really don't want to, but if I have to, I will.
Actually, it's funny, since I've made the album, my range actually has expanded. I've worked with Dee Daniels, and she really helped me expand my lower range a lot more. So yeah, for sure. Because once you get that range, you really want to be able to use it, because it gives you so much more opportunities for expression. So yeah, for sure. It depends what song I'm singing and what the song needs. That's the most important part, is what does the song need to tell the story. But if the song needs it, then for sure, yeah.
Okay. When it comes to that time for you touring, what is your booking information? How can people reach you today?
They can book me through Live Vision. My managers are Colette and Garrett, and the number there is 604-284-5202. Or they can just Google Live Vision, and they'll come up. Yeah.
Okay.
Or my website.
What's the number again?
604-284-5202.
Okay. I'm putting that in the chat room so that for those of you who tune in via chat room, you can make sure to jot down that number, which is, again, 604-284-5202, or you can, as mentioned, is it Live Nation?
Yeah, Live Nation. Yeah.
Okay, on Google, get the website, go on the site, and get the information. Okay. The other question I have before we get into the second hour, for those who are not familiar with Live Nation, Live Nation is what?
It's a micromanagement company. The two partners, Colette and Garrett, they manage quite a few different artists, and they're really about building personal relationship with their clients and helping them develop their career. So it's not just like, oh, we booked you in for these gigs. It's really about, finding what you want and working a plan that really works for you. So it's really cool, because they have a lot of really they have contacts with like a lot of big names and stuff. So, and they manage other artists that are really, really awesome. So you get to do collaborations. So, for example, I'm going to be doing a Christmas single with Dutch Robinson. So, which is wonderful. Yeah. And I don't think I would have ever got that opportunity if I hadn't met Garrett and Colette. Yeah.
How did you all first meet?
Pardon?
I said, how did you all first meet?
Oh, actually, it's a funny story. My student, Max, was doing an internship with them, and I was looking for a manager. And Max was like, "You should talk to my boss." And then, he introduced us, and we were like, "Oh, yeah, we have the same vision." So, yeah.
Wonderful. Let me go ahead and ask this question early. I'm going to ask it in different variation later, but let me ask this early. As you have been told and probably have noticed, it's the digital age as far as getting your music out. Have computers and this wonderful world of technology helped in promoting your music, and has there been any challenges?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I don't think I would be where I am today without technology, because I remember 10 years ago when I first started out, I remember sending out, like a hard headshot and like a little mixtape and stuff, and the response was a lot different, whereas now, a person gets it, it's instantaneously, they get it right away, and it's really easy. They can just go to YouTube, they can see your live performance to see if you can perform live. So it's an entirely different world. It makes the world a lot smaller. So like I had said earlier, like people in Uganda have heard my music. I talk to people all over the world all the time, and it just connects all of us. So I love the fact that the internet has done that, and I think it's made it a lot easier for artists. Having said that, it made a lot of other artists, but it's just really about finding your niche and then going for it. Yeah.
I will say you are going for it, and I'm wishing you all the best.
Thank you.
And I need to mention this. We're going to start going into the second hour of the interview. And in case anybody has any questions for Natalia, the contact number is 646-727-1542. Again, 646-727-1542. Let me repeat it again. You know it's live when you have other people trying to call you. Y'all have to wait till after the interview. I didn't say call me. I said call the show. They're calling me.
Oh.
I didn't say my number. I said the show number. Let me say it again. 646-727-1542. For those of you who will be calling for the first time, you'll be hearing the prompt, and when you are ready to speak, make sure you press the number 1, and I will bring you in. Lady, hold on for a few minutes. Let me go ahead and do these announcements, and I'll bring you back in.
Sounds good.
All right. Everybody get ready, and welcome to the second hour of the Miss Computer Lady Show, WMCL. blogtalkradio.com. One of the featured shows for today. Quite excited about that. To TravelOutRadio.com family, hello there, how are you? To my BPR family, greetings. Thank you for tuning in to JPB TV Network. Hello there, what's up, what's up, what's up? Got Miss Pretty still hanging tough in the chat room. Guest 1482, guest 1641 in the chat room. Thank you for tuning in. Had a lot of guests come through. Make sure this is not your last time. Thank you for tuning in. Speaking of tuning in, make sure you tune in tomorrow. I have a question for you. Last week we covered how computer literate is your workplace. Looks like it's going to turn out to be serious. The thing is, before going on to other realms of computer literacy, the question is this: how computer literate are you? Yes, you. we're going to have to discuss that. We're going to discuss that tomorrow, 1:30 p.m. Eastern, 12:30 p.m. Central, 11:30 a.m. Mountain, 10:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time right here on blogtalkradio.com/Miss Computer Lady. Make sure you spread the word. Again, that is tomorrow, 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Make sure, number 2, you request your chance to be a sponsor of the show. Email your sponsorship request to the best is here, the number 1 at gmail.com. Again, for those who would love to be a sponsor, and I would love to have you as a sponsor, email to the best is here, the number 1 at gmail.com. Next Monday, this coming Monday, go to yourcomputerneeds.net and you will be checking out the fall specials for your computer training and consulting needs, including online training. So this coming Monday, check out www.yourcomputerneeds.net for all your information. And I am so grateful to have another guest in the chat room. And if I mispronounce your name, I sincerely apologize right now, because it's still a work in progress, but I'm going to do the best I can. Let's see. Ori Gianna Galapoulos is in the chat room. Thank you very much for tuning in. Greatly appreciate you. And I know I messed it up. I know I did. I apologize right now. Ooh, Miss Computer Lady's going to have to work on her Greek. But thank you for tuning in. Don't make this your last time. So we're still getting our groove on here on the Miss Computer Lady Show. Once again, thank you. We're going to take you back to the interview. And again, make sure to call in to 646-727-1542. Again, 646-727-1542. Make sure to press the number 1, and I will bring you in. And do we have another guest in the chat room? Oh, wow, guest 1704. Thank you for tuning in. Don't make this your last time. There are probably those who are not familiar with Vancouver. Let's do a little geography here. So, what is it like in Vancouver?
Vancouver is a really beautiful city. We're located on the west coast, just about 3 hours drive from Seattle. Yeah, it's one of those really cool places because we, unlike the rest of Canada, which is really quite cold, we get very little snow in the winter because we have there's a tidal some sort of wave that comes from Mexico. So it keeps Vancouver really quite warm. I think, we have some of the most beautiful parks in the world as well. One that's really famous is Stanley Park. And also British Columbia, our province, is really cool because we have a desert as well. So we have a little bit of everything. So, yeah, it's a really, I really love living here. I couldn't imagine really living anywhere else.
Does it stay cold, like for long periods of time? Or
no, it doesn't. It does rain a bit, just because it's actually a rainforest. But no, it doesn't. It does not that cold. Minus, I don't know what it would be in for Fahrenheit, but in Celsius, it's about a -10.
Oh, okay. What's the temperature like there now?
Right now, it's a little bit chillier today, but you just need a sweater to go out. I don't know what the temperature is. I didn't check this morning.
No, don't worry about that. Don't worry about that at all. Sounds like a beautiful city, I say.
It is, yeah. Yeah, we had the Olympics, the Winter Olympics, a few years ago. It was a lot of fun, yeah.
Did you get a chance to go? Let me ask you that.
Yes, I did. I didn't get to go to any of the games just because I was I'm teaching music. That's one of my big jobs that I do. So I was teaching during most of the games, but I would finish teaching and then go out with my cousin and get to enjoy the city and all the sights. And it was really cool. There was tourists from all around the world, and everybody was just so friendly, and everybody just talked. And yeah, I had a lot of fun.
Speaking of the Olympics, I see here one of your accomplishments back in February 2010 was producing the music and one of the performers of the Greek celebration for the Olympic torch.
Yes, yeah, we had while the torch was coming by through the Greek neighborhood on West Broadway. I was honored to do some live music. Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Wow. I would have to say, lady, you are making sure you put your, how should I put it, put your mark as far as being part of history. I commend you for that.
Oh, thank you.
You are quite welcome. Let's see, what is another thing we can talk about? Let's see, the Greek Day, I don't know if this is yearly or not, Greek Day, June, let's see, you participated in 2011 and 2012, West Broadway, Vancouver, producer and performer, the Never on Sunday Cafe. Is that like a special event, or is that?
Well, I've been honored to be part of Greek Day for many years now. I started out as just helping my cousin with the kids area, and later on helped with the volunteers and organizing that. And then for the last 2 years, I've been in charge of the entertainment. In what we do is we have a big tent, and we have local indie artists perform. And it's not just Greek performers; it's all different styles. It's really, really cool experience because for some of those indie artists, it's sometimes their first experience to perform in front of a live audience. So it's really cool to be part of that, and we're always sponsored by Long McQueen Music, which is a local music store, and they provide us with everything, which is really, really wonderful of them to help all those young artists. Yeah.
That is great, and that is something many in the academic world are either finding challenges on bringing back or finding challenges keeping. Was it a challenge to keep it or a challenge to bring it back, or that wasn't a problem at all?
It was actually 2 years ago was the first time we ever did it, and then last year we just knew we had to do it again because, just watching the young entertainers and the wonderful experience they had, and also just seeing the audience response. I mean, we always have chairs and that, so a lot of people it becomes kind of like a cafe almost sort of scene, and so everybody comes and everybody just really gets to enjoy, and it's a big party. So it wasn't a problem bringing it back. Everyone just wanted it, yeah.
Well, thank you. Need to mention in the chat room 186 Point Deuces on the Worldwide Radio Show. Goofy Bone in the chat room. Hey there, Goofy. Thank you. Thank you. He's out of San Jose, so that's another city you need to visit.
Cool.
San Jose, California. A lot of people, when they hear that, not only think of him, but also think of that old classic by Dionne Warwick. Was she one of your favorite singers?
Oh, she's awesome, yeah. No, she's an awesome singer, yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. You have quite a range of musical artists that you love. I am quite impressed.
Yeah, my sort of opinion is if I like a song, I like it. It's not really about the style per se. It's about the actual song and what's being said in the song.
Okay. Speaking of songs, for those of you who are waiting patiently, and I thank you for that, we're going to get to Feeling Good real soon. Hold on. We're going to get to that real soon. Because I can tell you have an ever-growing fan base.
Yeah,
And
I hope
they're
so.
like, when's he playing the song? When's he playing the song? I'm about to get to the song after this last question. Another one of your accomplishments I want to touch just real quick. The Vancouver Chamber Choir.
That again was through Trinity Western University. What they did was our chamber choir at Trinity Western, we were asked to sing with Vancouver Chamber Choir. And one of the big concerts we did was actually the orchestra it doesn't exist anymore, but it was CBC Radio's orchestra and Vancouver Chamber Choir and us, and we did Puccini's I think it's Gloria, Messa de Gloria, that's what it's called, and that was a lot of fun, and it was really a wonderful learning experience, just learning from all of those such amazing musicians, and a lot of them were veterans, and they'd been in the industry for so many years, and just to talk to them and just to watch them was just a huge learning experience.
Wonderful. Now, everybody, we're about to get to Natalia's song, Feeling Good. And after that, again, for those who would like to call, it is 646-727-1542. Again, 646-727-1542. Here we are with Feeling Good. Now, that's the short version of it, but I know a lot of people have been waiting for that, and I hope you all enjoyed it. Isn't there a longer version of that song?
Yes, there is. I actually recorded the full version of it as well.
Oh, okay. What I'm going to try to do, I'm going to try to reload it so we can make sure we hear the longer version of it and make sure to get that on. So while I am doing that, why don't you go ahead and mention the website and other links where you can be found at.
Well, my website is my name, Natalia Pardalis,
Yeah.
so www.nataliapardalis.com. You spell my name Natalia, Pardalis, Pardalis. I also have Facebook as well, so you can just Google type in my name on Facebook and you can find me. And I also have Twitter as well, so at NataVivi, so NataVivi. And yeah, so that's the main ways that people can get in touch with me.
Okay. Have any brothers and sisters?
Yes, I have 2 brothers and 1 sister. I'm the oldest. We all kind of are musically inclined. My sister sings as well, and my brothers, they sing as well, and we all learned piano as kids too.
Besides the piano, are there any other key instruments you play?
No. I've only focused on piano, yeah.
Okay, and not the organ or any other keyboard?
I can play the organ. I do actually quite often for weddings and stuff like that. But I'm more of a pianist who plays the organ. I wouldn't consider myself an organist per se.
Oh, okay. Now, your YouTube link again, what is that?
It's just my name, Natalia Pardalis.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
By the way, you all, first of all, let me spell it again. It is Natalia, and then Pardalis. Make sure you check out her YouTube channel. And I need to say, one of the videos I had seen, your piano playing is amazing.
Oh, thank you.
You are welcome. I was like, oh, I'm loving this. And I also love the fact that when I was listening to you play the piano via the YouTube video I was watching, I admired the richness of how not only the sound came out, but also how you played.
Thank you.
You're welcome. We talked about the fact of you participating with the Vancouver Symphony Orchestra. Have you thought about doing that one day?
Yeah, I would love to perform more with orchestras, more as a solo artist. So definitely, maybe some pop symphony. I don't know if I'm to go more the classical route anymore. I'm more interested in doing my own songs and more, jazz classics and stuff like that. So, yeah, it's definitely something that I'm hoping to do. Yeah.
Okay, excellent. The jazz classics, were there any other songs maybe on your next CD you might think of including?
I would like to, I do it live quite often, Besta Mucho. I definitely would like to cover that on a CD. Yeah, I'd like to find sort of more, I guess, unknown jazz songs that are really, really cool, because there's a lot of really, really, really good ones that a lot of people don't know, and I'd like to kind of update them and, yeah, do my own version of them.
Right, because I thank you for doing Big Spender, because when I saw that, I was like, I haven't heard that song in so long. My father, may he rest in peace, he was a jazz admirer, and I got my love of jazz, I believe, from him.
Cool.
My mom, I think she did a little bit, I can't remember, but my father, jazz aficionado to the T. You cannot convince him otherwise. He was a jazz lover.
Cool.
And he was also a blues lover, too.
Mm.
And I don't know if you, in the future, we're going to touch on some blues or not.
It's funny, you're not the first person who said that to me. I haven't I haven't really played any blues. I really enjoy blues. I really love Jim Burns. I think, he's one of my favorite blue artists. So yeah, maybe. I'm curious to see if maybe we'll see. Yeah.
Ooh, I think I'll stump her with that question. But that's one of my favorite genres of music as well. We're touching on classical, and we're touching on jazz. I just want to quickly say this. I need to thank you for including jazz as part of your repertoire, because as you probably know, there are a lot of jazz stations which aren't existing now.
Mhm.
But that doesn't mean that genre of jazz has gone out.
Mhm.
And in addition to that genre of music needs to be supported.
I totally agree. Yeah.
You totally agree. And I was going to ask, what's your take as far as that is concerned?
I don't think people ever stop liking jazz. I think people have, and I think people always will. There's something really that everybody can connect with jazz. I think, sadly, the whole music industry, sometimes it's interesting. I think sometimes business people who are not musicians, who don't listen to music, get into the music industry, and they unfortunately make decisions about what is popular or what should be popular. And I think that's why those radio stations are not, around anymore. But there's so many countless internet radio stations that do jazz now, and I think that's why it's the people themselves that said, hey, you don't want to give it to us, the mainstream radio station, we'll make it ourselves, which is kind of the whole thing with jazz anyways. It's, the guy doing it himself, so maybe that's what jazz is all about in our modern world. Yeah.
Right. And for those who are continuing that as far as support of jazz is concerned, thank you so much. Now, guess what, everybody? Got it loaded up. We're going to get to Feeling Good. And I made sure that it was uploaded correctly. So, lady, if you don't mind, we're going to let you rest your vocals because in a few, when we get back, we're going to see how you do it live.
Sure.
Okay, thank you very much. Everyone, this is Feeling Good. One of mine, too, and it's going to be on heavy rotation. Don't worry about that. Let's see, in the chat room still, Goofy Bone 186 Deuce, the Worldwide Radio Show guest 1482, and Miss Pretty, all still in the chat room. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
And for this interview, and for those who are listening, we thank you so much. Let's see if the lady of the hour is ready to do a live rendition of whatever song she chooses.
Sure. I have still a little bit of morning voice, but sure, I can sing something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I could. Let's do Somewhere Over the Rainbow. I'll do that one.
That'll work.
Okay. Somewhere over the rainbow, way up high, there's a land that I heard of once in a lullaby. Somewhere over the rainbow, skies are blue, and the dreams that you dare to dream really do come true. Someday I'll wish upon a star and wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where troubles melt like lemon drops away above the chimney tops. That's where you'll find me. Somewhere over the rainbow, bluebirds fly, birds fly over the rainbow. Why then, oh, why can't I?
Yay! Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. 4 in the morning where you are.
Yeah, it's still pretty early.
Yeah. Oh, I understand, and that's why I mentioned, for your choosing. I'm like, no, we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that because I'm sure she's going to continue using her voice one way or another for the rest of the day, so we don't want to strain it or whatever. For those who will be getting your Life CD, what are some of the other songs on there, which also you can get on iTunes? I want to make sure I mention that.
The original ones on there are Ain't That Man, which is based off all my friends and I discussing all our men issues over the years. I also wrote another one called Ilas, which is a 3-part piece, which is about Greece. The first one is about ancient Greece, so, think Greek gods and sword fights and all that. second movement is called Choreo, which means village. So it's sort of what I would think a little village in Greece would be like. And the third one I wrote a few years ago. There was a lot of really big fires in Greece, and I had a lot of friends who had families in the areas where the fires were happening, and so it was sort of my impression of what was going on. And then I also wrote another track called Life, which is just sort of my life, I guess, in its ups and downs and joys and sadnesses.
The range and also the availability, as you said before, of ways of promoting your music on the Internet.
Mm-hmm.
Are there other sites in which your music can be found, or are those the main ones you mentioned before?
You can get my music off iTunes. I had a little glitch with CD Baby, so I will be putting my music back up on CD Baby in a few days. So they'll be able to find it again on CD Baby. Amazon has it. I noticed as well. And then in Vancouver, you can actually buy it. It's exclusively at the facility on Venables and Commercial, which is a music community of all different artists coming together, sort of a place where you artists can meet and stuff.
Okay, and what is it called again?
It's called The Facility, yeah. And Live Vision is based out of there as well.
Oh, okay. And if anybody's noticing on this computer show, we're also kind of getting a internet tour of Vancouver.
Yeah.
In one way or another, which is a great thing. Let's see. We talked about Never on Sunday Cafe, which I know is a wonderful event. Let's see. You co-conducting, let me make sure I pronounce this right, Kwantlen Secondary.
Yes, Kwantlen, yes.
Okay. Oh, I got it. Yeah. And what's the name of the city?
That was in Surrey. It's a suburb of Vancouver. And when I was at Trinity Western University doing music education classes, I had to go and work with a high school music teacher for my class. And so I went to Kwantlen. And what was really cool was the teacher there, Hans, really saw something in me. So he actually let me co-conduct his after-school choir, where we actually, by the end, I conducted the final concert. It was really cool to be a student and be able to do that, yeah.
Okay, and while you were also there, from 2008 to 2011, conducted Long and McQuaid's family of choirs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Long McQuaid Music is a music store and education center where I taught at it for quite a few years, and I also conducted a choir there. So I had a little kid choir, which was, they were so cute. And then I had teenagers, and then I had an adult choir as well. And we would always come together. Our big project that we did was Maria's Opus, which is a cancer fundraiser.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right, I had noticed that on your list of accomplishments, showcasing young talent. I know that was fun.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, Suzuki Teacher, piano credited. That was about what?
That's a program to teach little kids. It's based out of Japan, where children learn to develop their ear as well as their reading material. So the kids are able to play by ear music, but then they're able to play music by sight as well. So it's a program that I trained in, so as a result, I'm a qualified teacher to teach it. Yeah.
Yeah, congratulations.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So you've been to Japan before?
No, they actually have educators here in Canada that teach the program. So I did it through Langley Fine Arts Music School of Music some years ago now. I was still actually in high school when I took that program.
Wow. Okay. All right. With a lot of your accomplishments during high school and college, were there also other activities musically you participated in while you were in elementary school?
In elementary school, I did local music festivals and what have you. I also did RCM, the Royal Conservatory of Music exams during elementary school. And then I remember doing recitals and what have you. My mom was a piano teacher, so I'd always play in her recitals as well. I did a lot of playing in elementary school too.
Yeah.
I don't remember all of it. I was pretty little, but yeah, there's a lot of photos of me playing the piano when I was little.
I did see a few of them. They're cute.
Yeah.
Just a few. They were cute. Let's see. The chamber choir.
Yes, at Trinity. That's the choir that I sang with at Trinity Western. There was 3 choirs at Trinity Western. So there was the concert choir, and then chamber choir and chamber singers. Yeah, and I was in chamber choir.
The choir sound. With your music, I've heard a little bit of that. Did you participate in different choirs throughout school and your church and all of that?
At our church, I'm not part of the choir. It's more of there are more of seniors that are in the choir, and then we have a men's chorus as well. Mostly I sang in university. I've sung in choirs. Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
What were some of the choir groups you had sung in?
Actually, to be completely honest, the only one is when I was at university. I consider myself to be more of a solo singer, and so to sing in a choir, it's not really my main focus. I had a lot of fun doing it in university, but it's not something that I can see myself doing. I'd rather conduct a choir or sing solo with a choir. Yeah.
Okay. We mentioned Japan earlier. Would Tokyo be one of the cities you would like to visit one day?
Oh, for sure. That would be a really cool city to see. I'd love to travel I think it's called the bullet train. And where I understand you can travel within a couple hours the whole country of Japan. I think that would be really cool to do.
Oh, now that's amazing. Now that I did not know.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember seeing it on a TV show. Apparently there's this train that it's so fast that, yeah, within a couple hours you've traveled the whole country.
What about visitation to Hong Kong or the Great Wall?
Oh, that would be cool to do. Yeah, and to see. Yeah.
I know your management's thinking, okay, I didn't expect this whole tour schedule to be made. Now, wait a minute. I know they're thinking, wait a minute, we're the management. You're not the management. Excuse me. Let's see. You're working with Rob Shellcross. What was that experience like?
It was a really interesting experience. I'm more of a concept person, and he's more of a detailed person, so it was a good balance in the studio. It was a really interesting experience, a really good learning experience for sure. He had quite a wealth of knowledge to share with me, and I was quite honored to be part of that.
And I know with him, he probably concentrated on discipline as well.
Yes, he was definitely, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Speaking of discipline, y'all know how the Miss Computer Lady show is. Y'all are so shy and not calling in.
Now, let me repeat the number again, 646-727-1542. You can also use Skype to call in. Make sure you press the number 1, and I'll bring you in. Still hanging strong in the chat room, 180. Excuse me. Oh, now see, got something caught in my throat.
186.2 is on Worldwide Radio Show. Host Goofy Bone, guest 1482, guest 2042, and Miss Pretty in the chat room. Miss Pretty in the chat room. Hey there again.
Hi.
And you also have the opportunity, in case there are those who would like to, you can put your questions in the chat room, and that is what part of blogtalkradio.com is about. Also, in addition to this, let's go with, let's see, Capilano University. I know you're working still to gain your degree. Capilano University, for those who aren't familiar with this particular university, is about what?
It's a local university based here in Vancouver. They offer all sorts of different programs. They have an amazing jazz program. They have, I heard the other day, they have pre-law, nursing. They have a lot of different programs. The program that I'm part of is about a Bachelor of Performing Arts. It's an interdisciplinary program, so my cohorts come from all different artistic disciplines. So there's actors, there's singers, there's dancers, there's more like the set designers and lighting people and sound people too as well. And we're currently working. It's a 9-month program where you complete your degree, and part of the program is we are part of 2 festivals here in Vancouver. So in November we'll be part of the Fuse Festival at the Vancouver Art Gallery, and then in January we'll be part of the Push Festival, and where we'll be, both places will be doing original work. So that's what we're working on right now, is writing original works for those 2 festivals. Yeah, it's been wonderful. I really enjoy it.
That is excellent. That is excellent. About 16 more minutes, everybody. Better get those phone calls in, 646-727-1542. I'm going to mention a couple of your teachers, and you let me know what it was like being under them.
Mm-hmm.
One of them, let me hopefully pronounce this correctly. This computer ain't going forward with some of these mispronunciations today. But it's a wonderful thing because, hey, this is worldwide. Let's see. Ailang Wang.
Ailang Wang. She was one of my professors in university, and she's a really big mentor in my life as well. Wonderful, wonderful lady. She's an amazing pianist and organist. She also conducted Trinity Western Chamber Choir as well. When my other conductor was on sabbatical. Just an amazing lady and amazing musician, and really one of those people that takes the extra time for their students to help them. Yeah, she's a wonderful lady. She's become almost like she is. She's a very dear friend now. Yeah.
Jazz sensation Dee Daniels.
Yes. I didn't study with her very, very long. It was more of coaching that I did with her. It was great. I always be very thankful for her. She really expanded my low range. Being more classically trained, I hadn't really explored my low range, and she really gave me the confidence to explore down there and just to play with my voice, something that I hadn't really looked into before, is the idea of that my voice, that I can actually play with it and experiment with it and see what my voice can produce. She's a wonderful lady, yeah.
Opera singer Joseph Storr.
Amazing, amazing teacher. He's he's based out of Vancouver here. He really has the ability to take a singer and just fix all their little issues. So my breath support issues, anything that I had trouble with, he just helped me free my voice and expand it. And he's helped a lot of teachers, a lot of students. He actually was Michael Bublé's teacher as well. And so he's definitely one of the best teachers out there. If you're looking for if you're an advanced singer and you're looking for a good vocal teacher, Joseph Shore is your man. And I believe he teaches with Skype as well.
Oh, okay. Do you have Skype?
I don't, but he has a website, just Joseph Shore, www.josephshore.com, and so you can contact him through that.
Okay. Ron Moyer.
Ron Moyer, he was my piano teacher in university, and actually him and his wife were good friends with my mother when I was a kid as well. He, again, was one of those teachers that took the extra time to really help a student. He was an amazing pianist. Him and his wife have actually a piano duo that they do, and he's an expert in early music. And so he really helped me hound my discipline. I wasn't always the most disciplined piano player, and so he really forced me to be disciplined and to hound my technique as a pianist. One of those really, I've been really blessed to have really amazing teachers, and Ron is, one of those teachers.
From the way your songs are, believe me, it has paid off. It has paid off when it comes to something like that. When you wonder, is this going to pay off? It has, believe me. Let's see, Chad, is it Lowers?
Lowers, yeah. He was one of my vocal teachers in university. He's now with the Montreal Opera Company. I was, just a shy, awkward pianist who wanted to be a singer, and he really helped me find my voice and say, no, you are a singer too. You can be a singer. Don't let anyone tell you can't be. Yeah, he was great, amazing singer too. I love listening to his voice.
Let's see, guest 1482, still hanging in there. Guest 2081, guest 2104, guest 2106. A lot of guests today. Thank you all for coming. Don't be shy. You can still call. You got about 11 minutes left. Let me mention the numbers again. 646-727-1542. Make sure you press the number 1, and I will bring you in. Let's see, the other teacher who influenced you, Ingrid Sutterman.
Ingrid, she was actually Chad's teacher originally, and so when he moved, he suggested I study with her. I had a lot of fun studying with her. She was very good teacher, and she just had many years of experience of being a performer and being a teacher, and she was willing to share that knowledge with me.
And one of your other influences I read about earlier, a touch of Mozart.
Yes. I like Mozart. He was really playful, and he never liked to really play by the rules. He liked to find his own rules, and I admire that, especially at a time when it wasn't really looked upon as a good thing. Like even the Marriage of Figaro, which is opera, it was, as a play, it was banned in most places in Europe, but he was able to sneak it in as an opera, and I really admire that. Yeah.
Where, let's see, how do I want to phrase this? Oh, I know how to do this. Where do you see yourself? I know a lot of people say 5 years from now, but I'm going to make this a little different. Where do you see yourself next year?
In next year?
Mm-hmm.
I think I will be working on a second album next year. I'll be doing what I'm doing now, enjoying life and enjoying music and just seeing where life can take me. You never know where life's going to take you, and yeah, just enjoying it, enjoying the experience.
Definitely. Well, I will say this. I hope we cross each other's paths one day.
Yes, me too.
And I need to ask you, with about a little less than 9 minutes left, if you can do me a quick favor.
Sure.
Could you do another live something?
Sure. Let's see. I'm trying to think what I could sing. Gonna take a sentimental journey. Gonna take my heartstream home. Gonna take a sentimental journey to my heartstream home. Central, that's the time I leave for heaven. I'll be going up to heaven, down an empty time of railroad track that takes me back. Yeah.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you. Man, I think this is the most guests this show has come across in a long time, but very appreciative. AC Media, guest 1482, still hanging in there. Guest 2120, guest 2122, guest 215, and 2127. Wait, inhale, exhale. I'm trying to catch my breath. Well, thank you all. Thank you all for coming. Greatly appreciate you. And greatly appreciate you all coming as well. I need to say, Natalia, it has been such a pleasure interviewing you. Thank you.
Thank you
so much.
It's been a lot of fun.
Thank you so much. And whatever you do, do not make this your last time. Come anytime you would like.
Thank you.
And let me mention this before we depart from all y'all shy callers that didn't call. Y'all missed out, so make sure you still downloading the archives and pass this along. We need to support this lady. And I admire you for your persistence. This lady would not give up. She would not give up on me. She was persistent. And she even reminded me, although I had my notes somewhere, she reminded me, let's see, it's toward the end of the month. I'm like, oh, wow. I'm like, go ahead, diva. She kept up. I'm like, let me squeeze her in. I said, one way or another, I'm going to squeeze her in.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome. I said, also one way or another, I'm going to fight to make sure she gets a show featured today one way or another. But I'm thankful to God. Yes, this was one of the featured shows today. I need to ask you, what were your thoughts when I posted that on your Facebook that you were one of the featured shows today?
Oh, it was such an honor. Thank you so much. Yeah, I didn't realize it was going to be like a big long interview, and so when I saw it, I was like, oh wow, thank you.
You're welcome. Where can they one more time find you?
The best way is through my website. So is www.Natalia Pardalis. So NATALIAPARDALIS.com.
Okay, and they also can Google you?
Yes, I am Googleable.
Yes, she is Googleable. We all have to be Googleable.
Yes.
You can find you on Facebook, as I mentioned before.
Yes.
Can they find you on Twitter?
Yes, my Twitter is at NataVivi, so NATAVIVI.
Okay, and let's see, something mentioned from AC Media. Again, thank you for tuning in. Found out that this was a featured show, and they're going to go back and listen. I appreciate that. Thank you so much, AC Media.
Cool.
So, time flies when you're having fun.
Yeah.
Lady, you make sure you have yourself a wonderful day.
You
Take
too.
care of yourself. And again, thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. Much success to you.
Thank you. Alrighty.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right. Everybody, that's our time. Again, thank you so much for tuning in to the Miss Computer Lady Show with guest Natalia Oh, Lord, have mercy, Jesus. Let me make sure I get this name right again. Natalia Pardalis. And again, my apologies if I mispronounce it. I'm going to be working on my pronunciation. Tune in again tomorrow, 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, blogtalkradio.com/Miss Computer Lady. How computer literate are you? Well, guess what? We're going to be finding out tomorrow, 1:30 p.m. again, Eastern Standard Time. Correspond that with your time zones. Let's go out by feeling good. Love you all and take care. Bye-bye.
Blog Talk Radio, where millions of hosts and listeners gather.